Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 44 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. I am clearly expanding my Thaumcraft room. That's right, I did a little bit of building off camera, a little preparatory work, and we had a lot of fun without you guys. Sorry. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't that much fun, I'm just kidding. So clearly I've got a little bit of an expansion here ready to go, and I wanted to show you guys what I have in mind for this kind of expanded little Thaumcraft room idea that I've got going here. Maybe these blocks would do fine, just going across here. That should be fine. Nice. And I'll probably go with this. Gotta love that wand of equal trade, right? But I am actually thinking of, well, you actually don't fit too well with my setup here already, but maybe we could get some cool holy stone going. We'll see. I don't know. I should have like a holy stone pathway that leads like right into here like this. Might be neat, but it wouldn't fit perfectly with the layout so far. But we'll see what happens. Do I have any of that holy stone laying around? I've got 8 of them, and I can request more if I need to. Let's just get a handful of this stuff. It's easy to make, or easy enough at least. And I think it was this one. Cool. So, plans for this episode, clearly doing something magic related. Let's see what we're going to come up with. I think what I'd like to do is simplify the process of... Dun, 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 dun. That looks not too bad, right? I don't know, you guys tell me. I'm not good at this stuff. I want to simplify the process that's involved whenever you want to recharge your wand. Anybody who's been playing Thaumcraft for any period of time knows that one of the more tedious activities is, unfortunately, the refilling of wands. I have to fly all over the place to get these wands refilled, and the amount of magical energy we need to keep in these wands and the stuff that we want to do with them, well, let's just say that having an automated wand recharging system is paramount to having a good Thaumcraft setup, and that's what today's episode is going to be all about. We are going to check out how to move some aura nodes from their locations around the world into this base so that we no longer have to manually fly or run all over the place in the world to try and find some aura nodes and recharge them. Secondly, we're going to be placing down some automated wand recharging stuff so that we can just leave our wands in here or even build an automated system that will recharge our wands for us. Sound like a cool plan? I hope so. So let's get started checking out what kind of research we need to do in thaumaturgy in order to get this wand recharge system going. I think one of the first things we're going to want to get is a node stabilizer. So let's get ourselves some scribing tools and some paper. Off to the AE system we go. And at some point I'll hook up an AE system in the Thaumcraft room so that I don't have to worry so much about heading back and forth to my base. So I'm going to do a little bit of research off camera, getting the node stabilizer. We're also going to, we've got node in a jar, so that's good. And there's a couple other things that we're going to want to get, just to make sure that we've got everything we want for the whole process. So I'll be back after doing a few bits of research. Here goes nothing. Alright guys, so to get started here, let's take a look in our book and see what we need to get. The first thing we're going to want to craft ourselves is a node stabilizer and a wand recharge pedestal. We'll start with the wand recharge pedestal. This thing's going to be important. It's what allows us to automatically recharge our wands when there's any aura nodes nearby. So, we're going to need an arcane pedestal, some diamonds, and some gold ingots. Easy enough to get. However, the Primal Charm is a little bit less easy to get. The Primal Charm is going to require 25 of each of the aspects on your wand. It's an arcane workbench recipe. You're going to need 1 of each color of shard, you're going to need some gold ingots, and you're going to need a balanced shard, which I think we've checked out once or twice before. We've come up with many different ways to craft these. You basically need 2 of each aspect in the crucible, and then throw in the extra shard with the remaining aspect that's not in the crucible. So here's the recipe I came up with for now. I think it's pretty good. So sugarcane has water and air on it. Gunpowder has fire and perdito, and dirt has terra. So that's, most of them. And if we throw order shards in on top of that, we should get it. So a good example here would be if we do 4 of these, and 1 of these would be 4 and 4, right? And then we just need 2 gunpowder. So let me put away some junk we don't need at the moment. We will put Thickened glass in this, and into my blue pouch. Let me just clean up my inventory a sec, guys. Pardon the interruption. It's much better, right? And then we'll want, so like we said, 1 gunpowder, 4 sugarcane, 2 dirt, and 2 order shards should get us what we want. And it looks like I never scanned order shards, so let's make sure we do that. Ding. Okay, so here goes nothing. 4 sugarcane, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 of you, 2 of you, and that should have 4 of everything in there, and then 1, 2 should get us 2 balance shards with a leftover of just a little bit of herba. So not the worst, right? So if we again did 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, we're getting some balance shards. Nice. So that's a good process to go by. I'm going to make sure I've got pretty much everything I want here. So we want some of each of these shards. I'll put the rest of the stuff in here for now so we can use it later. So we're also going to want some fire, some terra, some air, and some entropy shards. Cool. And then, unfortunately, there's no way to shift-click this thing, so I have to always kind of remember, like, what's the pattern to make Primal Charm. So it's air, fire, water, earth. That should be good enough. So air, fire, water, earth, and then I just remember order them per dito in that order, and then balance shards, and then a bit of gold. Sweet. Throw our wand in there, and we should be able to make 1 Primal Charm. That's all we're going to need for now, so we'll just stick with that. Primal Charms are neat, by the way. You might want to just kind of hold it in your hand for a little bit. You never know what kind of interesting stuff you might discover by simply hanging on to this thing, and maybe have some scribing tools in your inventory. Just, you know, hang out with the Primal Charm, see what happens. Alright, now that we've got the Primal Charm, and we've got some gold and a couple diamonds ready to go, 1 of you, 1, 2 of you, and the pedestal in the middle, we should be close to ready. Now, to go along with this, we're going to need 10 aurum, 15 permutatio, and 15 percantio. Let's see what we've got. I might have some of that. I've got the magic I need, so that's cool. I just need, okay, a couple of things. Let me get the required items to smelt down, and we'll be right back. Alright, my golems are diligently running around, taking care of all the requests to clear out some of the stuff. I'm using copper to get the permutatio that we need, and I'm using wispy essences to get a lot of the aurum that we needed. So aurum might be getting dropped somewhere. I had a bunch of different random ones from killing stuff in the nether. I think I've got enough. There's 12 in there, and I believe I needed 10, was it, right? Let's see. Yes, 10 aurum, 15 permutatio, and 15 percantio, which I believe means that we're ready to go. So let's put this thing back down here and activate. Dun 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 dun. Thaumcraft magic is a brewing. Remember to hang out nearby and make sure to have a couple extra items on hand. I'm just going to cross my fingers that Primal Charm doesn't get destroyed as a result of some flux and negative magic energy such. We're just going to cross our fingers on that. If that one gets destroyed, we'll have to stop the process and start it over again. But it looks like our diamonds are getting sucked in, our gold is sucked in. We are almost to the point. Get back on there. At least it didn't get destroyed, which can happen at times. Percantio. Quick, I need to get more percantio. Burn up, burn up, burn up, burn up. So here's what happens when stuff gets knocked off. Sometimes it requires a little bit more magic power. So me having exactly 15 percantio was probably a bad idea. But we're okay now because I just melted something down, which gave me a little bit more. You can see it wisping over there, and ta-da! We managed to luck out. We've got a wand recharge pedestal. Woot! I'm going to go ahead and plant that guy right there. Perfect! Wands can sit on there to recharge, but only if there are aura nodes nearby to recharge them, which we currently don't have. So, let's talk about how to move aura nodes around. We're going to need this thing, and we should probably be wearing our awesome clothes that reduce wand costs while we're doing it. So, yoink! Do keep in mind, though, that while wearing these clothes, you don't have quite as much armor as we did before, so I don't recommend going out into combat with this stuff on. So the first step is to get ourselves some glass, and we're going to need some wood planks. So let's take a look. Glass, done. Wood, Slabs, we're good. We're going to need those two things. And you're going to want what's basically a fully charged wand, which we currently are, I don't want to say close to having, but we're not that bad. So, looks like there's some enemies in the distance there. Not fun for anyone. Dun 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 dun. Ah, who's shooting me? Thanks, Bo. You're the best. Alright, let's recharge this wand. I'm going to run around the world, find enough V in some nodes here to recharge this thing, and we'll be back once it's fully charged. Alright guys, here's the plan. You ready? First, you build a casing around your node made entirely out of glass. Like so, with the node right in the middle there. Then you place some slabs on top. Then, with a fully charged wand, it doesn't have to be totally full, but this process does use quite a bit of V in your wand, unfortunately. Let's see, it uses 70 V from the wand. Now, granted, we have a small bit of discount from all the armor we've got on. That's why I suggested wearing this, because 70 V is pretty expensive. Just give it a good old right click, and ta-da! You've got a node in a jar. Hooray! Break it with a pick, and you've got your node in a jar. You can see it currently has 7 Ignis and 17 Perdito in there. Now, this thing will happily just hang out and be a good old little node in a jar. You can carry it around, do all kinds of cool stuff with it. I recommend that you bring it into your wand recharge room and just place it somewhere. Okay, somewhere relatively near the wand recharge pedestal. Now, right-click it again with a wand. This action is free. It costs no V to do this. What it does is it removes the jar and leaves the node in place. Sweet. Now the node has been relocated, and we can place our wand in the wand recharge pedestal, and it will automatically draw the appropriate V out of the node into the wand. Nice. And the node just acts like it normally did, right? It'll automatically recharge itself. Do keep in mind that whenever you do this, there's a chance that you'll weaken the node and it'll become like a little bit of a weaker mechanic. It'll be, I think, fading is what it's called. And it basically, recharges a little bit slower and has a couple other negative attributes. But that's okay. Now, the only downside to this is going ahead and placing nodes near each other. What will happen is any nodes that happen to be next to each other will start feeding off each other's energy and will start sharing energy with each other to the point where one node will win and become a king node, if you will. Now, it doesn't balance out completely. You'll lose a lot of magical V in the process. So we're not quite ready at this point to build something like that, so we want to prevent that from happening. We don't want the nodes that are near each other to share energy. In order for that to happen, we need to craft ourselves a node stabilizer, which is luckily pretty easy. We're just going to need some quartz and some nitor, some arcane stone bricks, and quite a bit of ordo, terra, and aqua. So let me get the resources I'm going to need, recharge my wand just a little bit, and, well, actually, no, we didn't do too bad there. I actually might not even need to recharge it right now just yet. Yeah, I think we're good. So, yeah, I'll just head over, get the stuff I need for some nitor. I don't know if we have any laying around, but I'll make sure that I've got the good stuff. I've got one. All right, how about this? Can I get quartz blocks? Is it 4 for quartz? Yeah. And I think, what else was there? Maybe I don't have to come back. Piston, arcane stone blocks, and gold. Piston, arcane stone blocks, and gold. Alright, looks like I don't have to come back after all. I was able to get that put together real quick. I thought I had to go recharge my wand a little. So I think it was these guys here, this guy here, with this thing and that. We're going to want one of these for each aura node that we bring back from out in the world. Okay, so we've got our aura nodes ready to get placed underneath here. So all you have to do is place this thing underneath the aura node, and ta-da! Magic little awesome mechanics there. It will start to stabilize the node for you. So if it did get weakened, there's a chance that it'll eventually bring it back from the weakened state. So we can see here node. First, it prevents the node from draining V from other nodes, and secondly, it prevents unstable nodes from losing their V, and it has a tiny chance of eventually removing the unstable condition completely. And it can possibly turn fading nodes into pale nodes, which are that weakened node type. Okay. Cool. So it's pretty neat. It also, unfortunately, by the way, halves the normal recharge rate of the node. So the node is, slightly slower at recharging there. But that's okay. No big deal. Now, the only downside to this whole process is it really costs a lot of V. I mean, it's a ton of magic power that you're going to need in order to transport these nodes. Now, we could spend a lot of time waiting for the nodes to recharge, recharging our wand, running back and forth, collecting the ore nodes, or we could cheat. I think I'm going to cheat, because you guys see how to do it legit, right? You don't need to like wait for me to run around and recharge my nodes, because honestly it takes a little while to build up. Once you have a few nodes in that room and they're like recharging your wand on a regular basis, it's not too bad, but I think I'm going to cheat. So the nodes out in the world are a tile entity like almost any other, meaning that they're difficult to move around. You can't really pick them up with things, but there's a few blocks in some of the mods that we have that allow you to move tile entities around, and one of them is the Blood Altar's teleposition focus. Now this is a nifty item courtesy of Blood Magic. Now there's several versions of the teleposition focus. We're going to get the first tier of it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my orb back in there, and we can pop back into this room. And what we'll find is that if we take a look at teleposition focus, there's two components to teleposers, okay? There's the teleposer blocks themselves, which each of them requires a teleposition focus to craft. And then there's 4 tiers of teleposition focus. And basically what that means is the teleposition focus's job is to move from one spot to another, anything that's above it. And the larger the tier, the bigger the radius of stuff it can move. For example, the tier 1 thing can teleport 1 block above it. This one can do a 3x3 area, 5x5, and 7x7 area on top of the teleposition focus. So let's take a look how these things work. They're really cool. First, right-click the teleposition focus to bind it to your soul network so that it's using your energy. Okay. Second, right-click it on a teleposer in the world, like that. You'll notice that it's now bound to the coordinates 1502, 63, 537. Your mileage may vary depending on where you place your teleposition focus. Place the teleposition focus in the other teleposer, and then simply apply a redstone signal. And what will happen is the block that's directly on top of the teleposer will, poof, teleport over to the other side. And it'll actually wind up swapping the position of whatever's on top of it with the other teleposer. So, boom, you can swap them back and forth nice and easily. So this is a kind of cheaty way, I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit cheaty, but it's a way to get around the need to have to, wait a long time between recharges. So let's see how this is going to work. Let's go find ourselves an aura node that we'd like to bring back with us to the base. So step 1 will be to find an aura node. Wow, that hurt a little bit. And place the teleposition focus directly under. Remember they're blocked, so you can just right-click on it and it'll place right underneath. And then bind your teleposition focus to that teleposer. Now, let's head back to our Thaumcraft room. And place the teleposer down. Place the teleposition focus inside of it, and press the button. You ready? Ta-da! Is it a little bit cheaty? Yeah, it totally is. Not intended the way to do it in Thaumcraft. Thaumcraft does intend you guys to spend a little bit of time and effort to move your aura nodes around in the world. And we're kind of working around that. But you know what? I think it's a perfectly legitimate way to do it. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time, and we're also going to have to craft more of these node stabilizers, because if I bring another node back with me now, it'll start, sharing energy, and I could even demonstrate that in a minute. Why don't I get a node stabilizer or 2 ready to craft? I'm really just going to need some night ore, and then we'll be back when we're ready to check out this mechanic. And I think I should also get some food while I'm here, because I've run out of steak, and that is never a good time. Alright guys, I'm about to teleport my next aura node. So simply place this thing in here. I've already bound it to a location back at the main base, so I can hopefully press button and teleport. Sweet. Now let's head back and check out what's happening. So I have not placed down the node stabilizer underneath this block yet. So I want you guys to see what happens when you don't place a node stabilizer. So these 2 nodes being somewhat near each other, and luckily they both have a similar amount. They've got Perdito in order here. They're both pretty much the same kind of node. They should start merging, basically. And you're not going to wind up with 40 ordo plus 20 ordo. You're not going to wind up with 60 ordo in your node when the merging process is complete. What you're probably going to wind up is something closer to 45 or 50. So you're going to lose a significant amount of V when these two things merge. And you'll notice the merging because there'll be like a little zap of electricity that occurs between them. Would have expected it to occur by now, but it looks like it's taking its sweet time. So we've got two nodes here. They don't feel like zapping each other. There we go. Just got it, right? So what happened is a little bit of the V kind of jumped between the two. And eventually the larger node will win. So this node will eventually be the one that remains, and this one will eventually be the one that dies. And this one will be a little bit larger than it currently is. But to prevent that from happening, we place down the node stabilizer. Sweet. No more zapping of stuff. Now the downside here is we've got a pretty expensive thing to craft. So I'm going to let this thing fill up its stuff, and I'm going to go find another node in the world. Hopefully I can get it ready to go, and we'll be back in a few minutes here. I'm going to need something with some water and some terra and some air. What exactly does this thing use? Water, terra. Okay, so we're definitely going to want something with water and terra in it. See if I can find a node that's pretty good with water and terra. Luckily I've mapped them all out. So also, good trick is probably to remove your waypoints, once you've moved the node. So I've moved this one, so I think I can just remove it, right? I removed something else. Oh well. And which one's this? Ordo Perdito. Ordo Perdito. Alright, I don't know what that one is. I guess this is the one that's that, and then this is Ordo Perdito. There we go. Cool. Nice. Alright, so let's find one that's water and earth. Air, water, and earth out here. And I think that's Perdito water, water, air. Air, water, and earth. Let's go check this one out. Oh yeah, see, this is a pretty good node. I'm going to fill up my wand as best I can at the moment. Ah, that's nice. This one definitely has to come back to our base because it's a good one. And go. Nice. Let's head back, and we're going to want to make ourselves a node stabilizer pretty quickly so that these two nodes don't start merging together. There we go, just made another one, and we can stabilize this node now. I'm going to probably stabilize this one. I'm going to leave this one unstabilized because I want the water and earth that's in there, and it'll recharge faster if it's not stabilized. Cool. So I'll come back in a minute after doing this a few times. Oh, that's awesome. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've been a little bit busy. I've been running around, making all kinds of stuff. I've pretty much run out of all the ingredients that I prepared for this. I've got a little bit of nitor left. I'll throw it in here with some more nitor that I crafted. But I've got a decent wand recharge area now. I can go ahead and just drop this wand on, and you'll notice that it's going to refill. Now, most of these nodes are empty, especially of earth and ordo, mostly because that's the stuff that's needed in water. That's what's needed for the node stabilizer. So as I've been moving them, I've been crafting more node stabilizers. I've been mostly focusing probably on earth and water and ordo a little bit, but I've definitely got plenty of fire and Perdito as well in here, as you can see. So, a few nodes. This node is nice. That's 4 of each of the primal aspects, so that's pretty cool. So overall, a good setup. Now, what's cool is I can just kind of leave this here, and these nodes will, of course, slowly regenerate themselves over time, and as they regenerate their aspects, it will automatically flow into the wand, and then once the wand is full, like it just did there, once the wand is full, it'll go ahead and just sit there full, waiting for me to come collect it, and the other nodes will continue to regenerate their aspects to the point where we're just going to have tons and tons of aspects to recharge our pedestals with. And I'll probably run around and finish out this room, probably grab a few more nodes once I'm, done. For now, I'm just going to let it be, and we'll, wrap up this room later. For now, let's see what else we can accomplish before we get to the end of the episode. You know what I can do while I'm here real quick? I'll just show you guys a quick crossover between Thaumcraft and Britannia. You can actually just drop your scribing tools into a mana pool and get some Botanergist's Inkwell. It's basically a mana-powered inkwell, so you no longer have to recharge it with ink. You can just, as it gets low, drop it in the mana pool. So I'll demonstrate this here real quick. Let's go ahead and get this V storage, it looks like. It's a pretty cool one. So, oh wait, do I need... Interesting. So this should work on here, but you might need... Cool, I need scribing tools and paper. So I'm still going to need a regular old scribing tools to get the research notes. Maybe that's a bug. I don't know. I could have sworn this used to work. But let's get some new scribing tools. There you go. And a glass bottle should fit. There we are. So was that the problem? Yeah, I guess so. All right. But I should be able to use it in here. And this thing... Oh no, it doesn't work either. Interesting. So maybe there's a little bit of a cross-mod bug there. That should work. I'll check it out and see if we can get it fixed in the next version of the pack. So, alright, that doesn't work, but it should, so we'll figure it out. Unless it's empty. Let me just see here. What's this guy set to do? Do I have my Wand of the Forest here? I do. Sparing mana 2 items. Yeah, no, I would think he would have a damage bar. Alright, so might just be a bug. Alright, I want to get a couple things done with Thaumcraft and then we'll be back. So one of the things that is pretty much one of my most favorite items from Thaumcraft is the portable hull wand focus. I definitely want to get one of these. However, we're going to need a lot of stuff in order to get there. So let's get started making what we're going to need to make. We at first need 10 permutatio, 25 Perditos. Let's get like a good amount of this stuff. I'm going to drop this in there and half a stack of this, and while that's cooking, I'm going to go figure out a good source of Iter. I want to say that boats are a good source of Iter. Let's see if I'm right about that. It might be boats. I think it's boats. Unless it's Modus that's on boats, but we're going to find out here in about a second. A boat has what on it? Let's get our thermometer thingy, drop that down. Iter on boat? Yes, Iter on boats. Cool. So there's 4 Iter on boats, and we need 25. So if we got like, I don't know, 10 of these guys, that should give me like 40 Iter. That should be plenty, right? And then the only other thing we're going to need is pretty easy to get Alienus, which is on Ender Pearls. Let's grab like half a stack of those. Have I scanned those yet? I have not. So there's 4 of that. Cool. So I know I need, let's go ahead and put 4 in there. And we're going to need 1 for the crafting mechanic. What else do we need for this thing? Entropy, earth, and air, and 3 nether quartz. So I should be able to get most of that ready to go. So let's pop back over here. You guys are still cooking, so let's throw this 3 in here. And you can have the boats, because you're empty already. And we will put 1. Entropy, earth, and air. And then 3 nether quartz, so we're going to want this, this, and that for stability reasons. Right? And then the ender pearl in the middle. I already put that there. That should be pretty much what we need. So 10 permutatio, 25 Perdito. We've got the Perdito that we need. That's good. The permutatio, not yet. There it is. Yes, we're good there. And then Iter and Alienus. Iter is probably getting filled up now. Cool. And Alienus we've got. So we're actually ready to go. Let's hit it. And cross your fingers. And I should probably grab a couple extra of the shards just in case we have any instability occur. I'm getting zapped. Already getting zapped a little bit. It's okay. If you want to zap me, that's fine. Just don't destroy my items that are sitting around the pedestal. Dun 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 dun. You know, I gotta give it to Azenor. The infusion crafting stuff is just fun to watch. I mean, it is just pretty. It is cool. So we'll let this stuff craft up here. Let's just cross our fingers we don't get any instability. Alright, we're breaking down the items now, fusing it into the ender pearl, and we should have a pretty nice wand here in a second. Alright, I think we're safe. Nice. Portable hole time. My personal favorite. I think this is my #1 favorite item from Thaumcraft, if I had to be honest. We'll let the golden wand here charge up a little bit, courtesy of the pedestal, and let's hook this thing up. So the portable hole creates a hole wherever you right click, and a few seconds later the hole will close behind you. And it's nice because it really helps you to get around, especially if you want to go somewhere. So let's say I happen to see on my mini map there's a bunch of zombies that are hanging out somewhere down here, so you should probably watch out, and it'll bury a hole straight down. Oh, look at that. Looks like there's a nifty little thing down there. Nice, and some zombies. So you can see that you can get pretty far down. Just watch out when you click it because you will fall down. And you can get stuck. It doesn't have an infinite range, so you might get to a point where you've gotten stuck in the earth. So maybe having yourself a little bit of a flight mechanic might not be a bad idea. See, you might land in lava too, so watch out. But the portable hole, like I said, one of my favorite Thaumcraft items. Glad to have it. And with that, guys, I'm sorry to say, but it is time to wrap up the episode. So we've made some nice Thaumcraft progress today. We got a bunch of nifty tools and gadgets that we can use to just kind of get around town as needed. Yoink, pop in, no problem. Never fear, it'll always close behind you. Sometimes on servers there's a little visual glitch where it stays open, but trust me, it's closed, and if you right click with an empty hand, it'll fix that visual glitch. How are you? Pretty much fully charged except for water. Nice. And we can recharge this guy as well. Sweet. So water and air we're a little bit low on, but like I said, we were using that mostly for a lot of what we were working on already. I might need another air node because I think I only have one of those. I think only one node has air in it. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. So we're definitely going to want at least another node, maybe two, that have air in them. So maybe I'll wind up, between this episode and next, getting two more aura nodes that have air in them, and then I think we'll have a pretty nice node setup. I think we should do that now. So yeah, for now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'll be back next time to work on something new. All right, guys, take it easy.